they look to pick themselves up the must-win game. It's Dust2. Let's see if VP can take us to 3.
It's a good question, Alex. Virtus.pro back to the wall. Mirage didn't go anywhere near their favor. We'll see if they can step up here as they focus their efforts towards long. And a bit of aggression here from G2 on the CT side. They are going to start pushing up towards middle. Hunter was one of the main fraggers of the previous map. He's got behind them at this point. They have no idea. They're setting up their smoke for CT spawn as we speak. That's going to be deployed by either Sanji or Adren. Both of them go down. And at this stage, Hunter could find himself a few frags. Smoke down towards the long doors. Not really sure what's happened there. He must have missed throwing the smoke. And Hunter will get himself his second frag. Maybe even a third here. Can't quite find a shot. One would do it. There it is. Jax will nail it. And his kicker left in a 4 versus 1. Nade lands at his front door. And he should be taken care of momentarily.
Amanek looks like he wants a knife for a second there. Does manage to get the kill. And G2 do convert the pistol.
But the bomb gets planted. We saw this happen on Mirage as well. But they didn't really get any kills. That's the problem. If you get 2 or 3, you can actually get a Krieg, a couple of AKs. It can still happen here, but you just won't have anything behind it. They can get 2 rifles, maybe a Galil thrown in there as well for good measure. Let's see which way they're inclined. There's the first Krieg purchase. Kicker has bought armor, so it'll be thrown over towards him. Adren opts to the Mac 10, and they didn't manage to pull this round off in the previous. The cousins, both Hunter and Nico, hold the tournament highest headshots per round at the 0.45 and 0.46 respectively. Well, there you go.
Hunter's actually older than Nico, for those people who aren't familiar with
I assumed he was younger. I don't know
cousinly duo.
Yeah.
Just because he's a newer name, I suppose,
guess,
right?
Yeah.
I think he's only a little bit older, maybe
Probably.
a year or two. Nothing too crazy. It's not like he's 20 years older or something along those lines.
Sure.
An age is but a number. But I'm telling you, I'm starting to feel old here as VP, well, they have the force buy again that didn't work so well for them over on the T side of Mirage. This time they've been able to get mid control quite quickly. They can see that nobody's home.
Very similar buy, actually, from G2 in their second round. They've clearly thought this one through. 2 rifles, 3 SMGs. Bomb solo mission at this point in time, just to clear out the tunnels. It's just, of course, a bit of a risk should Amanek get a little inquisitive. And so has Kicker. He actually had a look. And now the nade is going to chunk him further. That's 2 of their armored riflers down in the dumps. Kicker's going to throw that Krieg to someone else.
Well, at this stage, they've got 5 players towards shorts. They've taken a lot of damage, and the flashbangs are ready and waiting. Here comes their commitment. Kenny S more than happy to oblige. He throws over the flash. It's absolutely spot on. Oh, he spotted so many, but the scout hits first. Still a good chance of a G2, but Hunter losing health, and the MP9 dishing out damage. It's going to be a 3 versus 2 now. MP9 continuing to find headshot after headshot. The force fight doesn't work out for VP whatsoever. They don't even get close to a bomb plant. Very standard approach there. Getting up towards the default into short control. Execution, but they just took too long. 2 telegraphs.
I got another niche reference for you guys. Do you remember Matilda,
Yep.
the movie? Do you remember Mrs. Trunchbull?
Yes. The
Okay,
choky should fit you in.
I think Malik put G2 in the chokey after their performance against OG because the individuals are just looking much crispier now. The shots that they were missing yesterday. Think about Dust2 yesterday with Jax. I think he went like 0 and 8 in terms of opening duels, something ridiculous along those lines. Now it feels like over these last 2 maps, they're here with the intent to win. I also wanted to get this reference game in. My year 1 teacher looked like Mrs. Trunchbull, also treated the children quite poorly, the bad boys in the class, which probably would be you two, actually, if I was going to go back to then.
But miss!
Yeah, you guys, she used to pick them up like babies and carry them around the room. She also threw a chair at a girl's head called Jamie.
Okay, very similar tendencies.
It missed. But she definitely threw it at poor little Jamie.
What did she do
What compels her?
Well, she was fired the year after, but...
yeah, but what did she do to make the chair fly in her direction? What did she do to deserve it?
I'm not sure.
That doesn't look like the Molotov of his dreams.
Well, the nade does. Wow. Nexa is sending out a boatload of damage at this point, and Virtus.pro are sinking. We are going to see Sanji with one final maneuver. It's always him last, to be fair. He's the support player holding the choke points for flanks, usually. It's not like he's baiting the team.
Okay, does that mean you'll humour me with my Sherlock Holmes moment here?
Go on.
I think that molly wasn't failed. It could potentially have been designed for, you know, the smoke they bounce off the wall? That would force it to bloom, you know, the normal cross smokes.
Yeah,
the Vanguard smokes, the Virtus.pro smokes.
That's not a bad
Maybe
shout.
G2 have done some homework and come up with something to destabilize the smoke's named after their old team.
You'd have to get it down in a very specific window, knowing it's going to come through. I guess that's the only caveat thrown in there. An interesting idea and a cool stack towards middle. I'm not sure you'd be able to time that well enough to know that 7-second window is going to be stopping that.
We can keep our eyes on it.
Yeah,
The problem is right
again.
now I'm having some technical issues with my setup. You know
That's the molly I'm talking
you
about.
know how it is.
It's way too high. It's way too high. It's
it would
on
have
the
to
roof.
dribble off a little bit more.
It would have to be like kind of somehow sticking to the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not possible.
I hope you're right, though. I would like to see it happen.
It doesn't look, but looking at it again, you know, I'm the first one here to be saying I'm probably talking out my ass.
This is the only Counter-Strike going on right now. If you're a pro and you know, let us know. Tweet at us. I don't think it's the case, though, as we'll see James open things up. That's Hunter going down, one of the key scalps to the GT operation. Flash over towards middle. And Dren makes his way up. Long control, though. Jack's looking for it, waits for the shots in return. Sanji holding long once again.
Well, now in the 4-on-5 situation, we probably won't see G2 play the retake setup on the A site, and that's exactly what I would like, because Kenny needs to equalize this. He presses forward, is easily dissuaded with a flash, and Nex is close to receive. No Molotov landing up in the skies just yet, but the trademark execute will come on out. Molotov will hold him at bay for 7 seconds. Do they want to push it? Doesn't look like it.
And that, by holding them at bay, leaves Kenny to hold the line for this fight. Bang! Adren's gone. 3 members of VP still sticking around the site, and the flashes from Kenny are relentless. They still haven't managed to get across. Nobody has passed where Adren just fell. Sanji still having a standoff with Jax on long, and they haven't necessarily ran out of time. But this is getting... Oh, there we go. This is getting a little awkward. Look at Kenny. He wants to push in, stop the plant. A shot over the box. He does find Buster with the deagle. There is more where that came from, though. Anticipating Sanji from somewhere, but it's actually from long after the first kill onto Jax. Leaves these two in a rather awkward circumstance if they boosted, though.
Yeah, could be on something here, and it works out for the first. Amanek takes down Kicker. They have no utility on the CT side. They're going to have to swing towards long and hope for the best of the timing. Oh, why is he challenging? Well, that's why. Sanji with the double kill on the Krieg. 4 kills in total. The support player finds in the first round on the board here, and we go 3-1. Virtus.pro are on their feet. Looks like Kenny did enough, though. I've already hit that first shot towards short. The deagle was the only one that connected,
That could have been sick.
Yeah, it would have been wild.
Yeah, you had VP kind of do what Na'Vi do with Long. They took the territory, they had control of Gandalf, and then they just sat and waited because they knew eventually they'd probably get offered up a pick, and it didn't come through the A-bomb side. It came through Jax going down at Long, but that forced Kenny into the open, and him having to press forward always was going to leave the flank as a viable option, and now they will be saving. Hunter's actually bought a silenced M4 with Kevlar here, so the Hero M4 doesn't usually work the same way as the Hero AK. On the T side, you can dictate where you want to go. The CT's normally held at bay by what the T's are up to, and they have mid-control quite early. Lower dark is a problem. They know about that. They're keeping their eyes fixated. Next are on this flank. He is going to be a little bit too late. They're going to be crossing long before he's anywhere near this.
He wants the boost. And he does have the rifle. There is a chance that he could turn the tide here. Avoids the flashbangs. The smoke's going to fade in about 5 seconds. It's just enough, but not quite. Jax is actually the only one to draw blood.
Yeah, and he'll pick up the M4 and fall back at this point. They know they're in a lot of trouble. The round will be going in their favor. Virtus.pro with a nice long take, managing to get that bomb planted. Avoid the boost, and maybe not the deagle headshot. Next up, in the back, we'll find Kicker, and at least get them another rifle for the next round. I believe that was a Krieg as well. Time will tell.
Lovely.
And indeed it is. So that's worth its weight in gold. As we'll see Amanek look for the same. He can be a little bit more combative here, knowing he can still hunt for a rifle. If they leave with 3 rifles here, that'd be great. Doesn't look like that'll be happening.
Yeah, Amanek's quite content to stick around. Doesn't feel the need to go press the issue any further. But VP2, G2-3. Round 6. Still see the CT economy is back in a level stead. Next we'll equip Kenny with his signature weapon, and we are back to the races. This is the miss on short. Oh, just under his armpit.
Yeah, normally with those kind of situations, it looks like he's getting CSGO'd, but what's probably happening is he's just still moving there. Yeah, the smallest of margins, but that kill could have been the difference maker as Oh, hurtling down middle will be Kickit. He was one of the only individuals within that last map from the VP side to be finding much damage. He wants to lead the way. Solo Dolo going up the catwalk. No one will be greeted by the Krieg bullets. Over towards Long is where they're turning their attention, and they've actually set up for a B play. So we can see on the CT side, 3 individuals of G2 Esports over towards the B side of the map, preparing for either a mid to B or a B pounce. And right now, VP don't look like that's where they want to head.
Standoff between Jax and Sanji. Sanji's 1 for 0 in this head-to-head, as it were. But same execute and same finish. They are just going to be swarming into the A site. Kenny to play passively here for the retake. Jax is going to claw one back. That's the Sanji duel down. So now they can focus their attention on the retake from Long. They can pretty much assume that it is the same as before.
This is it. This is the retake.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, Chad. We were waiting for this moment. The flashbang will come through. That's the CT spawn entrance now available. Hunter ready and waiting to strike, and the grenade starting to land now. It's talked about as the strongest asset of the CT defense at this point. Will they be able to crack through? And so much damage inflicted, and here comes the final commitment now.
James coming round for the flank. Kenny was ready for it. That could have been a very instrumental death, and now another Adren Buster. They're quaking in their boots, but where's the bloody time? They're running out of it. They're already on the site. I don't know if they've even got enough time. G2 will let the round slip away. Good damage, though. But still, VP3.
So maybe that's why they're not running the retake strat anymore.
Well, I know that they're worried about teams counter-stratting it, right? But there, it just felt like they were very hesitant to make their way up through the spawn position. Not too many nades were dropped in their direction that we saw. It felt like all the nade damage was a one-way street.
Yeah.
However, it doesn't really matter. VP get the round on the board. Two AWPs will come out from G2. It's going to be the only real string in their bow for round number 7. They need to find some opening picks here.
Yeah. Well, there's enough to do so with the double orb setup here with CZ around it. Next, it takes a full eco as we head into round number 7 here. Aggression towards middle. Adren fires off bullets, trying to find close-range players. A couple of them available, and the CZ removed. Buster starting to wake up now. Nice shot towards Jax. Looking to take us to a third if possible here. They've got a 5-on-4 in round number 7 up against this double orb setup. Nothing towards B, though. And this should be a foregone conclusion. Once they're in the B site, I don't see a world of these AWPs even attempt entering this side of the map.
And just the round after, they tried a B stack as well. Just salt in the wound for G2. Kickit not taking any chances. Will clear all the corners before getting that bomb down. Don't want to be caught off guard. But yeah, the save from G2 is going to be coming in.
It's wild just how much G2's Dust2 has dropped on off. To kick off the year to qualify for Katowice in the online realms, they beat Ago, they beat Mad Lions on those maps, and it was 16-14, 16-10. You head over there to London for Blast. They're able to take down 100 Thieves. They beat OG. They did exchange maps with OG on Dust2. They lost one when they met in that grand final. You go to Katowice, they blew 100 Thieves out of the water again, 16-2. And then this is where it starts to go wrong. So on that point onwards, they lose 16-13 to Mouse. They get a 16-11 victory over Liquid. And then you heard all those matches I was reading off before. Yeah. Fnatic, Na'Vi, Tyloo, FaZe, OG on the trot of losses. So for G2, you know, all those red marks next to their name in a row there, potentially that's making them second guess this is one of their stronger maps, but yet they keep picking into it.
And that's what's so interesting.
It is strange how G2 are starting to plummet on Dust2. It's the map where we really started to pay attention to them. If you remember back to Summit especially, that's where they were finding most of their success up until the grand final. Dust2, they played it almost every single time. And right now, looking quite weak. Virtus.pro fighting this one back, 4-3. Top fraggers them so far, Buster and Sanji. Amazing work from Long from the latter. All buddies, both Kenny S and James lead the tournament in all frags per round, 0.57 and 0.54 respectively. So, sets the scene nicely here. An Orpus Paradise, both of them hitting shots. Kenny with 8, James only with 2 so far. But his teammates are in the lead, 4-3 overall. Double up set up for the CT side, and a chance for GT to get back into this now.
Yeah, if they could keep it level. We've seen G2's T side look very promising on Dust2 in the past. Nexa has some great calls up his sleeve, and James, he just steals the advantage. It looks like Amanek's going to steal that right back. He'll catch Kicker on his long adventures. Oh, James nearly got punished for that one, but he lives to fight another day.
It's a good adjustment considering how quick Kickit's been going up catwalk to go for that kind of a boost here. They won't get the frag, but the damage is enough, and Amanek's going to continue to aggress through this long position, catching Sanji.
Oh, the smoke as well for the fadeaway, suggesting he's fallen all the way back, hoping to bait another player in. No one's there, so we won't see it utilized fully, but that's a really cool idea. So he has full control of long still. There's no question marks around that. And they could actually maybe probe towards short at this stage. We'll see what they're up to on the VP side. Making their way towards B, potentially. Flashbang towards the tunnels. Kenny S with an incendiary, just preemptively looking towards middle. He is alone in B right now. This needs 1 kill, stay alive, wait for his teammates.
1 kill, stay alive, wait for your team. Well, it's going to be hard to wait because that incendiary is far too late, and now a collateral. Whoa, 2 enemies, 1 bullet, and that could very well be the round. Buster set up to clutch, as he did eliminate the only B defender. He's going to be giving it a good go, but Kenny, just 2 kills, a lot to Amanek's double as well. The Orps do connect on both extremities of the map.
Well, this Creek shot is as well. You can see that lined up to perfection there. A 2 versus 1. Buster, we said he had to be the star of this team. What has he got for us now? Waiting behind the big box here. There's not too much utility on the CT side. They can smoke towards tunnels, but they've actually made their way through. Nexa with a compelling shot there. The nice spray down will confirm the round as they tie things up at 4-4. And he's going to be dropped to Krieg or an AWP. It'll be the latter here on Dust2 as they manage to retake the bomb site efficiently there. Nice work, especially from Kenny S, the double kill with the AWP. Chad,
correct me if I'm wrong,
yes,
but that collaterals are only going to happen when there is port spacing or the clock is forced port spacing.
Yeah, or the AWPer gets very lucky with their timing, right? Because they're forcing that lineup. Kenny pushing into this angle here was one that they'd already cleared, right?
They were actually just lined up just at the instant he pulled the trigger. Not one of those, perhaps, so much as spacing as it was Kenny's individual brilliance. Flashbang forcing them to try and scarper back into the tunnels. They lined up, and with 1 pull of his trigger, 2 members of Virtus.pro were watching the rest of the round play out.
Oh, that has a huge gap. I'm not sure if Nex is ready and aware of this.
Yeah, Jax has got the info, and Jax is going to try and get away. Flash off, needs to take this fight. Kicker doesn't connect a single bullet, interestingly enough. Not onto Jax, that was. Nexa, however, did catch a face full of lead.
Yeah, a little bit questionable. We'd have to see it from his POV. He was coming out of a grey screen, a lot going on there, but the fact he didn't really land much at all is surprising. Nexa down to 7, though. Kick up, quiet showing from him so far in Dust2, 1 and 8 for one of the more promising names on Mirage. And we'll see Adren flirting with danger here.
Left eye jiggle peeking as well. It's so dangerous.
It looks quite clunky as well. I'm not sure on my family he gets away with it. Kenny S, his trademark shot, flashed off and sent back.
Packing. All 4 members of VP now gathered towards the A site, and it's time to see if G2 don't rest on their laurels too much. You can see the utility for the retake is bountiful. I'm counting 5 flashbangs. And here they go. 2 from Kenny. And then just as you look one way, just as your attention's drawn one way, they arrive from CT as well. And Adren does fall initially. James staring at the floor. It'll be an easy collection for Jax, and he won't necessarily find the last. It's on to Buster, who does have the short spot. It's a short plant, and they do have a smoke for it. Kenny will behead him, and that's just in the nick of time, because 5 on the board for G2.
That's what it's all about, right? That's what the retake's about. He got close again. At least they weren't timed out by the bomb this time round. But that's why the retake can be so powerful. You can see there the T's on the bomb site. They only had angles to hold. They didn't have any utility to try and keep the CTs at bay anymore when this retake came in. It was just crosshairs that they could focus on. And once you're being flashed, once you're being peppered out of position with nades and Molotovs, smokes to obscure your vision, it gets very clunky and very, very awkward. So G2, they're going to wrestle back the lead here with 5 now to their name. And they should convert this one right here.
You say that with bated breath. Admittedly, to see that first shot come through, it is going to be Kenny S.
having a mare.
Yeah, he's not having a good time out there at all. Not looking too good. Kenny S. holds towards long now. Feels comfortable. Only a couple of flashes to push him back at this stage. Sanji has been promising. They need to try peek this. Surely the flash will come over first. Either way, the smoke goes down. Nullifies their efforts. There was another chance for a kill there, but one that's not realized.
So VP are in a little bit of trouble at this point, right? Because one of the keys to their gameplay that we've seen on Dust2 is that short play with the smokes. When we saw them try to run it previously, and G2 decided to fight, they had dumped a lot of utility and they stalled them out. They were still able to win the round, but G2 opted to dump all that utility and stall them out. So they know they have trouble there. They just played against a retake. And they lost the round. So they know that they need to hold on to more utility once they get that site control. But that could flow in effect, could be to maybe a flash they don't use in a corner where Kenny is early, maybe a smoke they can't drop to push an AWPer or an individual back or hold them at bay. So this is where potentially G2 can start finding a few more gaps for openings on their CT side.
They needed this one to be clean, Chad. You can see the money's not great on the CT side. A few players fully invested, and it is the clean sweep, just what they needed. 32.50 into their bank accounts. Amanek up to 8 grand now, so they've got a couple of buys in the bag. Just what the doctor ordered on their map pick. 6-4 up, remember, on the CT side as well. I think Dust2 is considered to be a T-sided map right now, especially this tier of CS, as we'll see Kenny S just comfortably close things out. And round 11 coming through. The Kriegs are back out. Jame with his AWP, 3 and 7, hasn't really shown us what he's capable of just yet.
Jewel and Long. Oh, and Kickett's gone down again. He has been the opening death for VP 3 rounds in a row now.
Oh dear, that is not a fun stat line that anybody wants to be heralding. Aggressive players, they do try and find their way into a game through continuing of pressing different areas on the map and seeing if they can slip through one of those holes that may get left. But
90 seconds and you've lost 2 players is the outcome when it doesn't go well.
Yeah, and that is, look, one of the problems of being on the T side, you don't have a choice. You kind of have to take a fight.
Yeah, eventually you do. The clock forces it.
Yeah, but so early has put a lot of pressure on this long take. Buster and Adren, they will surely check this, right? Bluefin does get checked because it's been such criminally unwatched position.
Yeah, it really has. The last 3 years, no one wanted to check it, but now it's a pre-fire. And a chance for VP at least. It's still 4 versus 3. They're up against the clock again, as we have got B tunnels control for Hunter. You can see him just gathering information. So no players there. Sure, might not seem too exciting, but the rotation towards A now will be strong. They can push middle. They can start probing towards short, set up their defenses on A, and there shouldn't be much more to be said about this round.
Amanek's going to go for an aggressive peek. I think he saw Jame on the stairs. That's info for Kenny. Kenny also does find Buster in the meantime. Now all on to Jame and Adren. And Amanek just stepped right in front of him. Oh my god, this is awkward. A knife in the smoke, no scoops in the smoke. He can't find Adren. 14 seconds, he's hiding. He has been spotted out by another bullet down to 42. Strike into Nexa. It's all in vain. We will see 7 now on the board.
It's expensive though. You know, it's another round where they're able to find some kills, which it looked like it should be a lock. You know, with the way that G2 got map control and then rotated over, it feels like in those situations it should almost be a lock, but they're able to scrap on through. And that's through Kickett, as you mentioned, going down 3 times in a row. He only has 1 frag thus far, Adren on 2. Both of them with ADR sub 30. Jame, the primary AWPer, we're talking about this being an AWPer's paradise. First of all, he can't afford the AWPs, and when he does, he can't find a huge amount of impact, only 4 kills to his name. So even though VP only have 4 rounds on the board, I don't even know how they got there.
Yeah, I tend to agree, Chad. It was 4 in a row, and it was quite bizarre how it all transpired. It was Sanji who had that massive moment towards Long, kind of kept them in the game.
4 kills to his name, that's right.
Yeah, that was kind of the only moment, and right now, he sits at 6, so that's his only real contribution. Otherwise, he's holding the long doors for any aggression from the CT side. Still running that double AWP setup. Smoke goes down, they will beat it. Kenny has spotted them though, he'll fall back. More defensive line. Still plenty of grenades available on the CT side here, waiting for what should be an A execution, but they fall back towards middle, so could smoke towards the CT spawn twice, one on top of the box, one on the actual floor itself, and then they both come. Incendiary in response though, thrown by Hunter, probably a little bit late for it now, but just going to drop out the door instead to deny access, and make sure he can just reposition and focus towards the window, but he doesn't look at it.
Sanji! He's done it again. Buster missing 2 crucial shots, puts a lot of pressure on Amanek as they close the gap. He even hits one!
Bomb goes down. He's bought some time in the back as well. This is one of those rounds you think, okay, we're going to save. But the fact he got the bomb down towards the platform has enabled them access. And the corpse at the platform still. Kicker will be using it effectively.
Yeah, Jame from Tunnels, though, they're both looking at him. This is James' chance. He has to be clean. He gets the first. How is he not dead yet? Jax, are you cool?
Jax.
Are you cool? Oh, lordy. Oh, it was so much time. A full clip from Jax onto the unarmored pistol of Jame, but they do turn it around. And you said you didn't understand where the 4 came from. There, I certainly don't understand where the 5th.
Nexa made the right call there. I know a lot of people might be critical on him running in, but Henry was basically painting the picture for this. With the bomb down backup platform, they had to reclaim that, and that meant that there was an opening. Now, Jack's taking forever to finish this frag here, which we're getting a lovely slow motion replay of. That was the undoing, really, of any chance that he had. If he had finished that frag off, isolated kick it, not known to be an AWPer, could have potentially had a nice one-on-one duel there and walked away with a big round for G2. Unfortunately, they have to make some compromises. Famises are coming on out.
Yeah, just for Hunter, though, because they want to have that double AWP set up. I think Amanek has enough for the AWP himself, so that should be absolutely fine as they take a US Air Force tactical timeout. Malik probably not happy about that one. A little bit sloppy towards the end, and Virtus.pro do very well with the Desert Eagles to make it work. They've got a nice full buy behind them at this point with the Kriegs out. And AWP themselves, James, still struggling to really sink his teeth into this first half, but he will make his way out towards Lock. Committed and dead. Next up, one step ahead of him.
It's so ballsy to try and sneak out long first with the AWP. It's such an all-in play.
Yeah, well, Kenny, the rival AWP has gone down as well. So still a 4-on-4, but Adren legs to 15. Oh, their double push towards long doors could be everything here. And still, we'll keep it to a 3-on-3.
Next has the AWP.
He's going to try and fill the void of Kenny for the short cross.
It's a big pair of shoes to fill here, but a necessary one considering the range in which he has to take these fights. And there is still some Kriegs on the table here in the hands of Buster and Kickit. But all the pressure right now is looking like it might be on Amanek, who's isolated over towards the B bomb site. On the secondary AWPing role on G2 Esports, doing their best to pretend like they're still playing with shocks.
Yeah, Amanek's about to have a face full of 3 members, all 3 of the remaining squad. Adren's already in, and they flashed him off. This is perfect. He didn't even fire a bullet. Adren leaping across the crosshairs. He waited for the second, but there was a flash before Buster arrived. And just like that, I think Nex has realized the save is the better option.
Yeah, I think it's the only option at this stage. He's got presence towards lower B. He's going down here. Krieg will finish him off. It's Kicker to find it, and Virtus.pro coming online here in the final few rounds of Dust2. That's 2 in a row now.
Money broken on the side of G2.
Fully broken, probably till the last round. That loss bonus is going to be 1,900 going into that next round. So second stage.
I think that Hunter is put in the wrong bomb site. And I know this time they did a 4-man A-lean. And I know that his overlapping the way that he plays the A site is probably going to overlap with the way they want to play Kenny. But for somebody with aim as good as Hunter's, I would love to have him like on that A ramp as they try and run out Cat. Imagine his just saved AK, just smashing heads. Previously, when he was on Crazy, I'd have to go back and rewatch, but I remember him holding from that mid-long position with an AK, using it like an AWP as they tried to run onto the bomb site.
Right.
Whereas Nexa is the in-game leader. He's in the flex position over towards A. I would say swap Nexa and Hunter. Let Nexa go play over towards B, turtle it up a bit with Amanek.
Keep the comms flowing.
And let Hunter roam free.
Maybe there is an element of the language barrier again. Maybe you want to put Jax on a site with someone he can speak to in French if he needs to. So he's partnered up with Kenny on long. And maybe, just maybe, Amanek and Nexa could be the next big partnership on B. We'll see how Hunter's been set up for this round. You can see he's been boosted up. Norwegians of America is usually a topic of discussion when we see people standing on each other's heads by those doors.
Go back and watch some of those 1.6 movies, ladies and gentlemen, if you have the
all
time.
6 pixels of them.
They're
Such
great.
a shame,
There's
man.
so much nostalgia, and I watch those movies back. This is going to flush them most likely away from the mid doors. Doesn't look like it's going to spread, so they will be able to stand that smoke, however. Makes it very difficult.
Doesn't really help them out at all, that one. Flashbang over the top, not a problem. Their only chance of winning this round is due to this Krieg, but they could transition in towards B, and that's where the bomb is heading. Hunter was well cut out for him here. Amanek will do well to do any damage from that corner by himself. But in towards lower B, you never know. Trying to show some presence now. Ooh. Falling back. Plenty of players in front of him, and one low at the very front here. Could get the opening kill if possible.
One.
And Hunter in the back now. Next has found another.
Oh, this is...
They're going back.
Wait, they're falling back from B?
Oh, they're not sure what to do.
They have to commit.
Yeah, they can't go back towards A now. You've got nothing here. What's the play, boys?
They were scared it could have been a gamble stack with Amanek baiting by the door, but no, it seems like now they can get that bomb down. Less flustered. James dropping his AWP for the Krieg, a very powerful weapon for this task, but...
Looks
like they're going to save that Krieg.
Yeah,
There's 2 of them.
We know how hard B can be to retake. I don't think they're aware exactly of the HP of Adrena either in this situation. And that one flash, it's not enough to really open the door and justify this. If they went in with these, as we were talking about, in the following round, they were only going to get, what was it, 2,400 as the loss bonus. So their buy would still be a bit... This way, they're going to guarantee themselves two more... Or sorry, the last round to be a post scenario. At least they'll have everything they need, all the goodies.
Another kill.
Does Buster survive here? Absolutely does. A bit silly, that one. You can actually remain in the bomb side, no problem at all, and be fine. Final round of this first half coming up, 7-7 right now, a harrowing hat-trick. VP have lost Dust2 3 or 3 times in the past 3 months. Have lost to Cloud9, Godsend, and Mad Lions. Doesn't bode well for G2 here, boys, but they're putting up a pretty decent fight.
Yeah, G2 are doing their best right now.
Yeah, they're offering it up.
They're seeing if they can stop the streak for VP and keep the streak going on the G2 side of things with all those losses.
Fast up towards short, potentially. Molotov's down, actually changing their effort towards middle.
I wonder if they're going to aggress here with the 3 men on catwalk. They have gone for a 4-man A-lane once again. The flash has come over. Nexa this time shuts it all down.
Shut down by Hunter as well. Thanks. Just in the worst way possible. Krieg, though, this is a lovely position. You don't see it too often there on the platform. You can see it's got a nice shadow there. I would say he's worth more than 2 in that position. Jax hasn't had the best showing on Dust2, although he has got 10 kills, had a few uncharacteristic sequences, I would say. James, this is quite usual, though. AWP and T-Spawn waiting for a moment. A mistake from the CT to arise. He's all the way at the back. Bomb on his back as well. His teammate Buster towards long. Just inspecting these close-range positions to make sure no CTs are actually pushed to B tunnels. And only 40 seconds remain. Bomb actually in T-Spawn still.
Long's their best avenue. I think by making sure they're not pushing upper tunnels, that means that they can't be constricting with a flank. He'll see over towards top middle now as well, but he will have to assume that there's no push. He can't spend time clearing that as well. Do have some decent nades. Smokes to cross, Molotovs to blanket the site. This is going to get interesting still.
Smokes. Flash and response. 17 seconds. Any time they can buy. Hunter, excuse me, Buster through the smoke gets caught. Kenny's the one to do it, and James is going to have to go for the plant here. He's just going to be punching in the digits, and yeah, that's an 8-7 half. G2 will take the lead, but right down the middle, these two teams are inseparable, despite some of G2's best efforts at the start of Dust2.
Something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive. Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime. I can't take it back. I know what I but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. You got a voice, then you better use it.
Sieben on the half, or 8-7 for our English listeners. G2 Esports do find themselves with a rather even kill distribution. It is Nexa at the very tippy top, who has been a compulsory presence in order to actually acquire the lead on the half. It is only by the smallest of margins, but a double kill from Nexa put them there. VP, they need this one. It is out of the running in EPL Season 11 should they fall here.
Yes, good point. 0-2 right now. This would be 0-3, and pretty much their chances thwarted. They are going to have Hunter challenge towards short, no instant USB headshot from Adren, and there's going to be a lot of pressure towards long as well. Sanji with the first, Hunter with the second, and still it's a 4-on-4 as he recovers the USP and starts making his way up. He hits a lot of impressive shots, as you can see. Very precise, this kid, making his way forward. Now his teammates are going to be swarming from long. He needs to get well back. That's going to be Jamie and CT Spawn at this stage as they have to cross. That's the problem here, and the run boost will come through. No shots connect, and Kenny has to get the bomb down.
That's neat.
Style points right there. That's what you love to see it. And Hunter now, well, he has this USP to defend a crossfire with Mr. Kenny in the site.
Jump
this
shot.
one should be locked up in the setup we have right now from G2. It's looking good.
How did Buster find that? Goose just had a little look. It was Hunter. But, oh, Buster. Buster's having a bit of a mad one. Pushing in now. Kick it to Kenny's Glock. And he's trying for the burst. He can't quite work out which one he prefers. Amanek will be the one to put the final bullet in his skull.
Well, it's the T side delivering all of the headshots there, especially Hunter towards short.
Yeah.
Very nice in CT Spawn there. That was the killing blow. G2 Nexa, I will not pick Dust2 today. He lied. Was that a tweet? It must have been.
I don't know. I got off the social medias. I haven't seen what's been going on over there.
I don't spend much time on them myself, so I haven't seen it. But maybe he was just
I will not pick Dust2 today.
having a bit of fun.
Well, they do meme. They are a part of the G2 meme team who, with Carlos leading the way, seem to enjoy a good old bit of joke and banter on the social medias. So Kenny was getting stuck in today. I saw something with that to do with Rainbow Six. Someone linked me.
Some bants.
Yeah, Kenny getting stuck into a G2 Rainbow Six player, just into organizational rivalry.
I can't talk about that. Never mind.
I know what thread you're probably pulling on there, but yeah, probably for the
not going
best.
to pull on that thread. Instead, it's round 17. And again, against the Eco as VP on that CT side.
Full eco indeed. Should
So
be double
Mac
digits.
10s, baby. Let's see how many Mac 10 franks G2 can collect. Of course, they want to keep it neat and tidy, but Amanek likely going to be used as a bit of a scout here to bound into B. Bit of hesitance behind him.
It's crazy why they play so slow. Like, if they can see the players through the wall with the outline, like, why don't they just go and kill
Yeah, that's
him,
what I'm
Henry?
thinking.
Why don't they just go and kill him? If they can see him through the
If they
wall,
can see
Henry, why don't
where
they
they
just go
are.
and kill him?
I've always thought that. Never wanted to say it myself, but
It's strange.
seems a little obvious to me. So, execution coming in. They're taking their time here, but no one's watching the back, boys. They should be fine.
Someone will cover the flank eventually.
You'd think so.
Kick will either get a kill or they'll think about it at some point here.
Well, it'll have to be next to cover the back at this point, but no one there. And there it is. Final shot comes in. Or the first, I should say, I suppose, as Hunter gets the second kill. This is always going to be a G2 round. It's whether they can keep it clean is the main question. They've got 3 Mac 10s next round, which makes rounds going forward much more interesting because the force buy has not come through, remember. So they will have a lot to work with round number 3.
Can anyone drop Jame the AWP right now? 'Cause he's
Buster
gonna
can.
There you go. So if they want the AWP to come out, it will have to be dropped from a teammate.
Yeah, Buster pretty much has to drop in the AWP, I would say, given the circumstances.
With 3 MAC-10s left on the board, I think G2's call in the next gun round is going to come down to the spawns. If they get a good B spawn, maybe they'll just do a fast B rush. If they get a good long spawn, maybe just send them out long to swarm the corner.
Otherwise, Xbox smoke down, get up short, more of the same. We'll see. So no one goes down. Let's see if anyone upgrades at all. I don't think they will. They'll stay on the scout with MAC-10s. Like, you've got a nice lead here. You know the money's low on the CT side. They'll be buying in the third. And Buster did drop the AWP, so know
He's
that.
got no armor?
No armor.
Jesus. There's no way you can run a team like that. Like, that's ridiculous. That is actually ridiculous. Jane better get 3 kills this round.
It does beg the question, why is he not saving his
money
himself? Why does he get to have a deagle? Well, maybe that's why. Opening kill towards Jax. They'll open things up, make his way back towards A, and it is going to be a 5-on-4 quick as you like. They are going to continue with their pacing, though. G2 trying to focus their efforts towards short. Hunter to lead the way. Only real rifle available for them.
They need to do some damage here. They can't go down with these MAC-10s without finding many frags at all. But the problem is, on the other side of these doors, we can already see Kickit lying in wait.
They have got a molly for this. We've seen G2 throw this before. Whether or not they choose to here doesn't seem to be the case. It's those MAC-10s. They're just chomping to get through those doors.
I don't think they're aware. Trade will come in. Amanek does a great job there, but I'm not sure if he's going to expect too much corner.
Amanek, he's caught Sanji, and now James got his back turned. He's keeping him distracted. James gets the frag. They need to trade, and Hunter's missed his shots. James gets the 3 and the 4 you were looking for.
Hunter missing a shot like that is very unusual. It felt like Jane was under so much pressure there. The fact that he was able to take down Amanek and then survive, turn around and kill Hunter topside, that is wild. Now I can see the reason. If you drop him the AWP and he does that every round, yeah, that's cool.
I don't know how he managed to recover this one. The third, amazing. Looked like he was done for. There was no chance whatsoever, but that single AWP dropped over. Is it going to be enough? Remember, there were MAC-10s and scouts in the previous rounds. We take a US Air Force tactical timeout here. It's the third used by G2, actually. So they have got money for AKs and an AWP they really wanted with the Amanek dropping it. I don't think that will be the call. He'll probably just go for a nice full buy on the AK-47. Kenny S confirms that with his purchase. Amanek still yet to buy. I guess it could happen still. Wouldn't want to see it, if I'm honest.
No, I think they might just go the full rifle setup here. It wouldn't make too much sense at this point of the game. They don't have a cluster of spawns for anything either that we can see with this lovely overview camera right there. Kenny will be just jiggle peeking to make sure nobody can hook on down into lower, but I think potentially just the... Oh, it's not a default spread, it's 4 towards back of cat. This is a little bit of a different look from G2.
Yeah, and not the best start. They take a nade to the face. Hunter and Jax limping into one short now.
That's one of the most notorious nades in Dust2. The 1 minute 38, chucker up the top, and do a big damage to Jax and Hunter.
VP have gambled here. They've done the 3B stack that we saw come out from the G2 side early in the piece as well, but it is just going to be straight onto A. Oh,
Smoke out for a drain. You want to put that away? That's too late. They're already through.
Yeah, if anything, you're making the retake more difficult. Adrent does have the support of Sanji with the FAMAS on long. He'll be peppering away at them. The bomb has yet to go down, but this control on the site is theirs. Jax will relieve some pressure. There's more where it came from. Adren was the one to be spotted out. Amanek's caught Buster in rotation, but Adren still has this element of surprise. I think he gets 2 here. There's no way. No way Hunter's going to get that frag neat and tidy. He is under a lot of scrutiny. It's Sanji's FAMAS that's desperately trying to find the frag, but now it's only Sanji's FAMAS. Ooh, that's a bit of a tongue twister. Sanji's FAMAS.
In terms of loss bonus going to that next round, they're only getting $1,900 Virtus.pro, that is. So this is a significant round after picking up the previous against the MAC-10s. James heroics all in vain, I'm afraid. Sanji will be flushed out. He'll get a kill, but surely not the second, and Hunter will finish things off there and confirm the clean sweep. Chad, are they forcing into this round? They've got $2,000, they get $2,400 into next. They either take a full eco or a full investment right now.
Yeah.
I would say it has to be the eco.
Either way, I can see the logic behind it. That's the problem with these type of rounds. You always get presented with a 50-50 of decision-making. I think we are seeing teams trend more away from just these partial buys because of how potent they can be with the pistols. Now we've seen just how good individuals are. Hitting deagle headshots, the CZs, if used appropriately, can do some damage as well. But the Krieg down the mid doors Probably the most annoying part of the Krieg, I would say, is the fact that it can do that on Dust2, which was already a huge point of contention to do with the mid-door cross. The fact that now you throw that into the mix, and it is Sanji, the man who probably needs it the least to go down in that environment. That one there we might need to reconsider at some point.
I mean, it used to be with the AKs, right? Even when before the Krieg was popular, people would sometimes go for the taps into the smoke with the AK, but so rarely it would succeed. I think that extra scope does make it a whole lot more comfortable, more precise, more prepared.
Yeah, whether or not the Krieg, obviously you can play it differently, and we've heard from players. We had Chris J on the other day explaining Mousesport's decisions not to buy it on that T side until the final stages or in overtimes. But obviously it can be used very potently, and we talked about it on the CT side of why holding angle scoped on in. But I think on the T side, a big part of it, it's allowed players to take fights against CTs and CT AWPers that maybe they were scared of doing at one point because of how conditioned by utility they've gotten. They can be braver now.
Is that a good thing, though?
I think as many different options of how to approach the game as possible is good. And those options are equal to everybody because we all play both sides. But I don't like what it's the trajectory it's kind of pointing Counter-Strike in, because
Me too.
There was a lot of things with CS that are I don't want to say pure, because things I'm happy with things changing. I'm not a grumpy old man yelling at clouds all the time. But I'm a purist.
A fan of the vanilla?
Yeah, look, all these changes, I don't mind them. They've definitely grown on me after time, and we have the best, most well-rounded version of Counter-Strike we've ever seen.
And the most competitive landscape ever.
That's true as well. So, well.
Full access to long, given for free.
Yeah. You can see them preparing themselves, though. Kick up, anticipates the contact play up towards long. You can see them setting up smokes now. There's a CT spawn smoke being thrown by Amanek. He's got it all lined up and ready. Flashes go over, smoke deployed. Jax, he'll be flashed and killed momentarily.
That's nice. Taking back some of the map so they can use it to cower from the long take already into the site. Bottles of flame litter the battlefield. They do extinguish them with a smoke of their own, and Kenny's smoke will bloom now over towards ET. Looks like it was a bit short, though. Could be a problem. Amanek having no issues dispatching of the long pincer.
And that should be it. Kicker can't justify retaking this for the AWP. 4 versus 2, and the AWP shot very close, doesn't quite connect. Adren will scamper. 4 kills, 16 deaths. Chad, is he done?
Do we have a gong? Or you mean Adren personally?
Adren personally, yeah.
I don't know.
If this team makes changes, which they've already announced they're probably going to do, they don't see results. What was it, come June?
June.
Yeah, well,
he surely is going to be the first name that will be taken.
I would say that Sanji and Adren are the two who are probably on the chopping block.
The core of Buster Kick at James.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree that these individuals still have gotten something left to show, those three for sure. Whereas I don't think you can just have a full-on support player anymore in Counter-Strike. I don't think someone can be just responsible for dropping an AWP for Jame. I think if they were to restructure this team completely, that whole mantra needs to go.
Right, it
Jame's
would
a
be
good AWPer.
Yeah, but it would be Jame get good with shotguns and do some nonsense with them and have money.
Play like the other AWPers do a little bit. I know other AWPers get dropped AWPs and looked after, but just the way it feels with Jame and the fact that their entire game plan for a period of time felt built around him. You can't just have one game plan. You need to have a lot of different ways to approach the game.
Yeah. Trying to work out what would be the best move for this team at this stage is very difficult. Within their region, there's only 2 big teams within it, and Na'Vi are looking very comfortable right now. What changes could they make? Well, I think we'll see them come June. This is not looking good. Another last place finish, looking likely an EPL. 13-8. They can start posting some rounds now, get to double digits. Could be a different story, but I'm not convinced.
I can understand why.
I'm just having a look through now as this round is most likely going to find its logical conclusion. Probably another 10 seconds, guys, and then they'll set up and execute, and then they'll hit A.
James to defend. His own smokes used against him.
And one drops down. So
Goose as well to play the AWP. It's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, you peek left side every single time. Amanek does connect onto one. James is going to burn to a crisp, thanks to Hunter's bottle of flame. Good control from Kicker to tap away at Amanek long range. He's anticipating presence from long. There is one there.
Yeah,
That's Nexa.
this is Nexa's go-to maneuver. Hold the long doors as long as possible. Kick Ed's aware of it, but Nexa's fine to play the game here. You're the one who has to defuse the bomb, my friend, and off you go. I think he did spot the trajectory of that grenade, but Kenny S will take him down regardless. Looking towards CT spawn here. They're locked in. There should be no chance of finding a single kill, and the money is broken once again. 14-8. G2 just in cruise control at this point, and he just forced by here. Virtus.pro, he can't really let it go 15-8. You've got $3,400 per player. There's not really much to do. Just pick your poison. You either take a full eco now or a partial buy, or you go all in. Both options are going to suck, and they've opted for the one I would have chosen. Just buy this round, hope for the best for masses and basic utility, and see if you can deny series points.
Have a good go. First step, don't get caught by the Krieg spray. That's first step complete. Second step is to try and avoid what was an incredible little G2 execute there. The fact they had Hunter CT, Nexa long, there was actually only one person on the site. They were holding that bomb site from arm's reach, long range.
I've cracked it, guys. I've cracked it. Here's what they do. They get rid of Adren and Sanji, and they bring in Sviat from Hard Legion.
Yeah.
And they can maybe take Forrester as well.
Forrester and Sviat.
That's what I'm thinking.
I like it. Sviat's an in-game leader as well.
Yeah, that was the key. And then I thought, well, Forrester's there, and they can use him as an anchor player on a bomb site. Let Buster, Kick It, and Jane be the star trio. I feel like he's not looking for star names. You don't need him.
The thing is, like, my heart bleeds for VP more than anything. The organization. They went from the woeful Polish team after they outstayed their welcome by about 2 years, and they picked up a promising new team that's had deep runs in majors. They're looking like a deadly young team. All of a sudden, they collapse as soon as they join VP, and they're waiting now for their inevitable demise here. In the tunnels, Amanek will get a double kill. You hate to see that.
Yeah, beautiful observing as well. Just taking that X-ray off so we too can have the appreciation for the reaction speed of Amanek there. Great work from Bastian.
It really does look like G2 have been woken up from that OG loss. Now, we're not taking anything away from OG. We had MBK in the post-game interview saying that all the situations fell in their favor, and a lot of the rounds did look like that. They were making the perfect decision in almost all of the scenarios. Here today, G2 looked like they've a bit more switched on individually. I think a lot more shots are being hit that yesterday was being missed.
For sure.
And they're playing tighter. They're not giving away as many mistakes. More Sanji.
Here we go.
He's hoping for
We're
a
off.
mistake.
That's about it, though. One kill will do. The gun goes. And it's still maximum loss bonus. 7 rounds to find in a row.
It means we don't have to do chlorine tomorrow.
Chlorine might have to come in tomorrow.
Okay, well, we can do that during the. We'll do that during the first.
We can work
series.
on it tonight, though. We can hone
Maybe
our
we
craft.
have some things we can show the viewers tomorrow.
There are loads of skill jumps on Chlorine, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, like Stunner was.
Trace was showing me one last night, actually.
Yeah, he was actually losing rounds trying to do that. I'm doing a retake on B. He's I've got to get this jump, man.
I was coaching him behind, and I said, you should stop doing that jump. He goes, no, you can do it. Watch this. You're going to die any second. He tried for the 5th time, then died, lost the round and the game. But still, I enjoyed it. It was a good shoot, good try, the jump.
It's going to be an A-set piece again, the one that worked before with the Molotov and Jame on Goose. Looks like maybe they want to opt for the same thing. Jackson up close and personal. It's going to be fast. They busted through the smoke.
Oh my
and
goodness.
The FAMAS might be in trouble here. Jax will find the first headshot. Jame with the MP9. Oh, it's not going to be working out too well for him. Yeah, I think there might be. Sanji, do you want a taste? Well, you've got one. It's just going to be a clean sweep here, as we do have a 16-8 scoreline. G2 have absolutely dominated Virtus.pro over 2 maps here, and they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and accept the fact they won't be going any further in EPL.
I'll tell you what, do you know what could be the final nail in this VP coffin? Tai Lu is coming up April 3rd. That will be their last battle, a battle at the bottom. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a similar result. G2, though, they do it in 2.